colorless landscape. The future is in peril. What the world needs is a shining hope, bringing the music back to life. One dance floor at a time. DJ Infinity.
Welcome to the G-Cast. I'm the G of the cast, your favorite girl dad, the most nervous host with the most. Let's see what's going on in the world this week.
Yo, what up?
What up?
Still looking live for you?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right, awesome. That's what we like to hear. So, welcome to the G-Cast, as you heard. This one's going to be a little different. We always like technology, stuff like that, different people, different walks of the earth, the world. Try to minimize politics because it's just a disaster out there right now. No matter who you stand for, it's never going to work out well. I promise you that. I know plenty of people that's lost friends over it and whatever. But we're primarily a technology channel, but we're also a channel for real life. So in real life, you have Big E from the GRP podcast. So if you want to tell some people about yourself and kind of who you are for those that haven't seen his stream. Oh yeah, you gotta check it out.
Yeah, I host my own MMA podcast and primarily about UFC, but I cover all kinds of combat sports. So I've been doing podcasting for a few years now and just now hitting my groove where I feel a little more comfortable with it. But other than that, just hanging out, podcasting as much as I can with anybody that wants to podcast because it's fun. Anybody that we know. That is.
There's a difference. There's a difference.
Yeah, but I've done some fighter interviews and stuff like that too. So I feel pretty good on the mic, and yeah, it's just fun to do stuff like this and be able to, jump on someone else's channel when they want me to come on and interact and do their show with them instead of just me always doing my own.
It's so dope to hear that. It's a large community, but a small community. There's a lot of people that do it, but not a lot of people that really know each other. Like, I've been to his house. I've had, snacks with his family, met his grown kids, hung out with his wife. It was just a good time. So who better than, I mean, I know a few other people I'd love to have in studio, but until I hear back from them, it is what it is. So long story short, Big E from GRP had this idea for a reverse interview. You don't see that very often. So I thought it was pretty dope. He was like, hey, you want to try? I was like, hell yeah. I got some ideas for some things coming up, but this is simple. This is fun. This is less like technical. It's more just, hey, who is the person behind the mic or who, whatever, behind the camera. So, yeah, I know you got a sponsor as well.
Yeah, I do. I have a sponsor for my show, but I know you support them as well. It's Noctane Smelling Salts. I use these quite a bit, and he just got himself a freshie. It's not, the bag's not even open, man.
It's not. Well, I opened the main bag and I was like, oh, I started to rethink life.
These things are pretty powerful. Did you get the black cap again?
That's what it's supposed to be. Let me open at I don't want to cry on camera.
This is the red cap, and it's the most potent bottle. I use mine all the time, so mine are probably pretty used up right now, but they still work. They last for a while. Ooh, he caught that whiff. But he does have there's a mid-range. It's the black cap, and that's what he's gotten in the past, and that's what he has now. There is a lower potency as well, and that is the white cap. So, yeah,
white, black, red.
NoctaneSmellingSalts.com. You can go check them out. They're pretty affordable, and you can learn a lot on their website. It's a nice-looking website, too.
But, and he's at the bottom of the website for the sponsorship as well. So
yeah, they show me down at the bottom, so that's cool.
Ooh, I mean, if you want to hit yours, because when you open the fresh one, it's still got a little liquid in it. So yeah, my eyes are watering.
Yeah, let
Happy
me.
bastards. What's good? What's good, homie?
What's up, Happy?
Yes, cocaine is
Cocaine's
a
a
hell of
hell
a
of a
drug.
drill.
I should have that sample loaded up. I don't think I have that
Ooh,
one yet. Oh
I
my
went
god.
deep. I
Yep.
went deep.
Got him.
Oh
Yep.
my! I didn't even have to turn off my vent. I thought I did.
It doesn't matter
What's happening
sometimes.
with you, man?
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I had this idea just because I know for me, I mean, I'm not this type of person. I don't like to talk about myself or tell people that I want to talk to them. I have a lot of questions in my head a lot of times that I would love to answer. It sounds bad. It sounds kind of like neurotic or fucking I don't know what I don't even know how to explain it, but it sounds like I'm too into myself when I say this, but I'm going to say it anyway for the sake of this podcast. Okay. There's a lot of questions that I wish people would ask me. You know, if they were interested in what I'm doing, I wish they would ask me those questions. So for me, like Infinity, he interviewed me as well, and
hmm
he had some great questions, and I got to get some stuff out there that made me feel better about it. It scratched that itch. You know what I mean? So for me, it felt good to know that somebody wanted to interview me and was interested in talking to me about the things that I do with this show because I do dedicate quite a bit of my time to this show. I'm thinking about it all the time. I'm prepping for it all the time. I'm constantly doing something for the show, creative stuff in my head. So for me, when people show interest in it and want to ask me questions about it, I it feels good. So and it makes it feel like it's worth it. So I know for me, I liked it when he wanted to interview me. So I told him, hey, if it makes it easier for you to get, because he's been talking about wanting to do a show and talking about doing kind of a background of how he came up and stuff like that. And I kind of did the same thing on my own show here and there little bits because I do strictly MMA. But obviously I get yappy sometimes and I get long-winded, but I'm just explaining like for me, I liked it when somebody showed the interest. So I figured, hey, why not have me interview you for your channel to get out what you wanted to get out? So he gave me a few ideas for questions and I had some ideas for questions. So I figure why not do the reverse interview and I interview him for his channel so that you guys get to know him a little better. And I thought that that was a good idea, and he agreed. So here we are.
Yeah, no, I think it's perfect for multiple reasons because, especially as smaller content creators, we don't necessarily talk about ourselves because we don't want to get like the big head and be like, no, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. But what some people on the other side of the lens don't realize is this is a snapshot. You don't see like the day to day or, oh, my kid needs to do this or I had to do that or, I still have a 9 to 5. A lot of other smaller creators have 9 to 5. So, no, it's perfect. And you can get to know who you're watching, who you're talking to. Even if you don't watch it now, you watch it back like, oh, okay, that's what makes him tick or her tick or whatever.
Yeah,
So, no, that's awesome. It checks a lot of boxes for just living life.
100%. And I feel like anybody that does this for a good amount of time should be somewhat interviewed. You know, some people think an interview you're full of yourself if you want to be interviewed or you do an interview. And I think it's just if someone shows the interest and wants to do it, why not do it? And you get to talk about things now and it's set and the video's there. You can go back to it yourself and see what's changed from the time that you talked about it to where you're at now
Yeah.
in the future. So
I,
I feel like that's another good reason. It's a learning resource, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a reference. Like when I go back on the previous channel we used to be on and look at where we are and what we're doing compared to now, it's leaps and bounds. So
Yeah.
let's see. Happy said, just setting up for some DJ self teaching, starting to ponder life. Well, we got you. I'm gonna help you with some of that teaching part. Once we're done with this show, I'll help you with that. And if you want to go live and do it, that's cool too, because you're not the only one that wants to learn it. So there, there's a whole setup right here. There's no problem teaching you some of the basics, like put this here, put that there. So we'll touch on that. But yeah, this idea was awesome. He came up with it. I was like, hell yeah. I don't talk about myself, nor does he that often. There's little gems in there, but you kind of got to know who you're talking to know if that really means something or not. So
Yeah, it always feels better. Like for me, I interview fighters that I don't know, never met
right,
from other countries. And
right.
that's a little difficult for me because, I get a little nervous and I'm still a little nervous in front of the camera. Sometimes I don't think it ever fully goes away. But when I'm doing my
Mm-mm.
regular structured show, I don't really have too much of a problem because also my chat helps me feel pretty comfortable as well. so I'm going back and forth with somebody. But when you're just talking to somebody you don't know very well, those nerves kick in and it's tough. So I figured this is a good way to do this smoothly, or somewhat smoothly at least.
Absolutely. I mean, we know each other. We've talked. We've
Yeah,
done other casts, so it's
for
a
sure.
perfect combo. And there's I still want to get technically Trek on here if they're interested. Just I want to put that out there. Like, hey, y'all started before me, but we kind of collabed in the middle and then branched out. So I would love to have some of that journey documented as well.
And with that being said, why don't we just start off by talking about that's how we got started. That's how we got linked up. Tommy is the crux of the whole thing because he got the old podcast together. And my brother-in-law is his actual brother, and they brought me in just to kind of jump on and see how it went. And they liked having me on. I liked being on. I've listened to podcasts a ton throughout my life, so we jumped in and stuff. And then down the road, Magix was a part of it the whole time, but in and out. And then he brought you in,
Mm-hmm.
and then you kind of took on because you were the guy in the chat that was talking to us all the time, which was
Yeah.
awesome,
Yeah.
And you already kind of had somewhat of a setup. So talk about that for a second on when you first started and what you thought, how you thought it might go, or what things you were excited about when you started doing this.
So, for those that don't know, I was pretty much handicapped 2 summers ago, the entire 6, 8 months of summer. We're in AZ, so summer never fully ends, but it, it still cools off. Um, Basically, I had ruptured my Achilles tendon trying to help a broken down motorist in Glendale. I'm in Mesa. Glendale is 45 minutes north of me, 30 minutes north of me. I was trying to help them with their broke down car, and I leaned forward to push, and it was a little too much. And I heard a pop, and it was a wrap. So emergency surgery. Weeks later, I'm still paying for it. A lot of money later. Yeah, healthcare here, ridiculous. Um, so yeah, I was handicapped. I could only do so much. I had a boot. I had to plan to go to the bathroom. I could sit in front of a computer, but walking around just wasn't happening. Excuse me. I've known Magix for over 15 years from the motorcycle set. So we've been riding bikes. We were with the same club for quite a while. He still is. I went a different way, but I'm still family with all of them. I was just there New Year's Eve, actually, just because I didn't want to sit at home alone.
Nice.
And so they call it the man in the chair. I was kind of the man in the chair, like, well, hey, I can watch this, but I can interact too. So it's a little better than just watching TV or falling asleep on pain pills because I hate taking pills, but that kind of surgery, you're going to take something.
Yeah,
Nobody's that. I don't care who you are.
no doubt.
So start off with a little basic setup. I can show you one of the mixers, actually. I brought it in here. I I call it Studio B. It's basically the kitchen where I had a little mini computer. I still make shirts. I started some 3D printing stuff. We'll go over that later. But that mixer right there, that's not much bigger than my hand. Magix and I happened to get the same one, and I didn't even know that he was casting like that. So this little battery powered mixer that's got all the inputs you need. It's got a 1/4 inch. It's got headphone out. It's got instrument, and it's got sound effects and sample pads. So I sampled his voice and I started fucking with him once I got on, and he still hates it to this day. But you see that Xbox controller? It's not much bigger than that.
Yeah.
That's real time, like right now. So
Monocaster directly.
yep, it's on there, and I put it on here too. That's the one. That's this one.
Monocaster directly.
I'm not letting that go.
It's
So
too
yeah,
funny.
that's kind of how it started. Just a little kitchen setup with two $30 lights and a bullshit camera.
And that's kind of how, that's kind of what we used to do, is mess around with sound bites. That's how we learned, audio tracing and or looping, or what, any type of audio that you need to do. I mean, we still
Virtual
struggle,
cable.
but yeah, virtual cable's your
Yep.
best friend. But that's kind of the stuff we would do, and Tommy taught us a lot of it, and then we learned stuff, taught each other, and helped each other out. So that's where it was fun, just doing sound bites and messing around and talking about this, that, or the other. And I know that you had all these extracurriculars that you did as well. One way to say it, between DJing,
Yeah.
screen printing,
Yep.
and your regular job, and then gaming
Yep. Still
and
do that
all the
too.
stuff, and the 3D printing is something that I know you seem to excel in right now. You're doing pretty well with that. The stuff I've seen you make is pretty impressive, including some things that you've made me, which this is one of them, and it's pretty
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
I
I'm
got
happy
two of
with that one.
these.
Yep.
Yeah, it's actually a coaster, but it looks just like the UFC Octagon, which is pretty sick.
Netted and
So
everything. Yep. Even
yeah,
behind
and
you, the wall.
yep, the UFC on the wall right there. He made that for me as well. So yeah, how'd you get into 3D printing? What made you want to do that? And like how did you start doing that? And how did you get to where you are with it?
I wanted a different challenge. Like streaming and everything, that's a whole different mindset and a different type of challenge. And I love tech, and 3D printing is tech. So I was like, okay, well, if this does that and that does that, I should be able to figure it out. Yeah, I had a whole lot of problems at first, but the job I work at, one of the things they do is 3D print like parts for to test out, and then if they work, then they'll print them in different material. So, like as an example, this cup I've been drinking out of, which I don't know why it shows hollow. It's all
Green screen.
orange, but yeah. Well, I mean, I know green's green, but it's like this is the brightest thing I had right now.
Yeah.
But so I made this, so I'm gonna make some for my mom. I want to do like a pink and green because she's an AKA. My dad's a Kappa. His birthday's in 2 days, so I'll probably do like a red and white version. And then when I first screwed it up, I ended up with this. I was like, well, because I had to figure out the dimensions, and yeah.
That looks like
So
one of those oversized beer pong games.
it is. That's exactly what it is. It's a beer pong cup that I changed the dimensions too far off. So the pink at the bottom, I ran out of that pink because it took so much to do the bottom. Then I switched to black, and then I ran out of that. So I went and got more pink. So that's why it looks like it's got a Ninja Turtle mask on. This is normal size. This right here is this. I could put it inside. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. So a friend of mine calls this the big gulp. So I might just keep it and put a big gulp label on it.
You can store stuff in that thing. That's a pot.
I could put a plant in here.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
Like
pot.
literally, like a whole ass. Like this is the iPhone 15, and just you can't even see it.
Disappears.
This
Yeah.
is the 15 Pro. Your phone would fit in here.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm not throwing it away. And it doesn't leak. This one
Nice.
actually didn't leak. The first iteration leaked. So it was just a brain game, something to do. I took classes at work because they paid for them. And then once
Nice.
I felt like I was decent, I bought my own printer and just took off from there. And I have another one coming in about 2 months. So I'll be able to do a whole lot more. It's bigger
Okay.
and multicolor. But yeah,
Wow.
it's just something cool. It's a hobby, but as you know, hobbies, if they take off and you start getting paid, it becomes a job. So
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to balance that. This is fun. If I had to do this every day, it'd be fun, but not the same
Yeah.
because you got inventory and shipping. And I've made a lot of people like, so Christmas, I didn't have as much money as I normally do because I was doing stuff with my daughter. And I printed people gifts, but they were custom. So a lot of the gifts they got, they're one offs. So it
Yeah.
wasn't a money thing, it's a completely different thing.
It's a thoughtful gift as well as something you put your time and effort into. So
Yep.
not all gifts have to be expensive as fancy stuff.
Facts.
You can make a quality item with a 3D printer that's going to be actually useful for somebody. So
Yep.
I wouldn't be mad if somebody 3D printed me a gift. I'm not mad at the things you've done for me, and so you've
Yeah,
hooked
and
me up, and those are badass.
those were testing and for fun, but they're useful. So it's like, all right, cool. I know I could do this, I could do that. Some people give me a couple dollars, cool. But yeah, that's kind of how I got to that point. And the printer's running right now. I got 2.5 days worth of prints lined up for it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
I don't know that I know what goes into 3D printing a little bit. So that turns me off quickly because my brain can't focus on that stuff. But I also said that about doing something like I do now, and look where I'm where I'm at and what I'm doing. So it's a little crazy, but I know once you put your mind to it, that's the thing. Put your mind to something that you're passionate about, or at least just have some interest in to keep you going. And it's definitely worth the time and effort. And if it doesn't work out in the end, I feel like it's okay. You tried it, and at least you can say you tried it. And
Well,
hopefully you didn't spend too much money on it.
the stuff I've made right now is already paid for that printer. So
There you go.
if I stopped right now, it's not a huge loss.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's sometimes it takes money to make money, but I didn't do it to make money. It's just a different hobby that I could do chilling at the crib and kind of go from there. So yep,
Yeah. Yeah, and you can always sell that equipment if you need to.
I could.
If
I
you ever
won't.
decide to not do it, I mean.
Yeah, nah, I'll keep it.
Yeah. That's how I am too. But yeah, what about DJing? Like I know you've been probably DJing for quite a while. So how did that start and how long have you been doing that?
That leads into a lot of things that we have spoke about. So I've been DJing over 30 years. I was at a radio station by 14. I started when I was 13. Obviously, I'm a little over mid 40s right now for those that we keep trying to hide it, but shit, I
Nah,
didn't shave. So like, look.
we old as fuck.
That's why I'm in his chat like, yeah, you old. Even though I'm a couple years older, it's like, nah, you old.
Yep.
And some days you feel it, some days you don't. But, it's something that me as a person, I kind of keep to myself a lot, like as an introvert and stuff like that. Um, I always say that I speak with my hands, and I actually mean that because some of the stuff in the past was not that great. Some stuff I've done, some stuff I've seen. Everybody's got a past, right? Some people's past is a little different than others. However, if I can rock a crowd, because I can read people scaringly well, and I can kind of see the vibe of the room. Like when they say read the room, well, that's a real meaning. So I could kind of read the room. Within 3 songs, I could at least have you bobbing your head. I'm not a dancer, and I know a lot of people that ain't dancers, but I can get your attention. So if for that 2, 3, 4 hours, because I used to do clubs, I still do private parties, I still do special events. I didn't completely stop. Like during COVID, oh, I was in here, like from here down, I was dressed. Below that, COVID. So the camera was up there, and that was, oh, I need your no Diddy button.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party. So
Yeah, that's what's up.
But no, people were doing virtual parties. Well, I was already set up for that. Say less. I pressed 3 buttons. Hey, give me a couple $100 for a couple hours. I will rock your whole crowd. And it kind of went from there. But that's my form of expression because I don't express myself very well on paper. And verbally, sometimes it's not that great either because I just kind of keep to myself. But that way, if I could make you, your party, your family, the girl you was trying to holler at, have a good night, then I felt like my job was done. Like when I left, there's some older movies that like would say thank you to the DJ. Um, that's what did it. I mean, yeah, money helps because none of this stuff is cheap.
Right.
But at that point in time, I was like, yo, thanks. I went through a shitty day at work and this is this and that's that. My job was done. I can make you have a better day without even knowing you, without talking to you. That's kind of what drew me in and kept me there. Because I still do it sometimes, like I said. So that was a big
Yeah.
part of it.
Well, music's a big part of a party. To have a good time at a party, you
Yep.
need music. Most people can't go without it, and that's me for sure. I mean,
Yep.
music will change my mood in a second. So that's what's good about people being DJs, and that's why it hasn't died. I mean, it's a lot less prominent than it used to be, but it
Right.
hasn't died.
Yeah, I
So
mean, AI is never going to change some of that. AI
right,
can play off of what you already had set up. AI can't see the room and be like, oh, someone's in the corner crying. You might need to switch it up. Or, hey, that person needs to go to the bar and get a drink. Because that's one thing that a lot of newer DJs don't get. You can't be high tempo for 4 hours. The bar's not making money for that.
right.
You need to drop it down 3, 4 songs. Hey, let me get my water. Let me get my whatever drink. The bar makes money. Then they come back out refreshed, and then you hit them again. I call it like the Pied Piper method. That's just what I call it.
Yeah, makes sense. And the AI also would need a hell of a lot more equipment in order to actually read the room, and it can't do it like a human would. Like you said, if you can read the room, it's probably why you're somewhat of an introvert because you have all that going on in your head that
Yeah.
it's hard for everything to come out the mouth when you have all that going on in your head. Because most people that speak a lot, and I'm not included in this. I know it seems like I might yap a lot, but it's just because I'm right here doing this. Otherwise, I'm not like this. But but most people that talk a ton, sometimes they're not thinking while they're talking, so shit just comes out. They don't even realize what they're saying.
Yep.
And that's not always a bad thing, but that's where entertainment comes into play. But when it comes to podcasting and doing stuff like this, doing streams like this and stuff like that, is that one of the primary reasons you decided to continue to do it besides the fun we were having in the beginning? Or is it something, was it something you wanted to change about yourself, or was it just a way to get yourself out of being an introvert, or was there something bigger that you actually were aiming towards?
Absolutely. It's actually some of both. So being an introvert is a blessing and a curse. Like I can be me and be comfortable with me all day long. But like as an example in the job world, whether you work for yourself or you work from someone else, the squeaky wheel sometimes gets the oil. You just got to be careful of how loud you squeak. I've
Hmm.
learned that too. So I, for one, public speaking is I've played in front of thousands of people. I've played big concerts. I have like if I didn't have this green screen up, half of that wall, because I know a few people like, why don't you take the green screen down? Well, half of that wall is parties I played. I can, but it's just I don't know. I hadn't got there yet. Plus, I can change this with the seasons with the press of a button.
Yeah.
But yeah, part of this was to be better at public speaking. You know, I can rock a crowd. I can say, "Hey, yo, hands up to the wall, to the window," and it's a different voice and it's a different mannerism, but it's not personal. Like you're giving commands, crowd commands. You know, all the ladies to the, and then you pause and then you let the music do the talking. It's an entirely different than if I stand up there and say, "Okay, we need to do this because that didn't work." So now I'm looking at people in the eyes. When I'm doing the crowd rocking, it's just a room full of people that by then they probably already got a buzz. They just know they had a good time. They don't remember like, oh yeah, that DJ was cool. I don't know
You're
what
a,
he said, but he was cool.
you're a hype man. It's
Pretty
not a
much.
conversation. Yeah.
Right. But more conversational and looking people in the eyes. And so a lot of people get it confused, right? An introvert, why are you doing cast? Why are you doing this? Well, technically, I don't see anybody. If you weren't on here, I see me. Like I can see comments. I got comments over here, but it's me, my studio, and the camera. I'm in my space right now. I can control my space. I hit stop. I hit stop. Be mad at me if you want. I didn't do it to like get views and shit. I just did it because I love the technology. Why not put the technology to use and let's do something with it? And then growing with y'all. So that's one of the differences, right? You, me, technically Trek, and the previous cast, we all did it live. If you look now on YouTube, a lot of the tips and tricks and all that shit is pre-recorded.
Oh yeah.
So that's something I thought about putting out there too. Because pre-recording, you can edit, stop, cut. You can make it where there's no pauses, no ums, uhs. You can put graphics. You can do all that shit. And we use our stream decks to death to do it live, but it's still live. If I sneeze right now, if my dog busts this wall down, you're gonna see it because
Yeah.
this is live, real time, and then we're streaming. So, but yeah, a lot of it was to try to come out of my shell and learn expression from a different way, and like kind of the interpersonal is because I have tried to be in some relationships that I didn't express myself very well, even though the thought was there. Like if people know about love languages, if you two are a perfect match but you speak a different language, you might not realize you're a perfect match. Either it's too late or never. So that's a big part of it. Public speaking, getting out of my shell, doing something different. I told myself I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions, but I believe in life changes. So like you've known me for years.
Yeah.
You've seen some of the life changes I did with diet and exercise and stuff like that. Like once you start, you can get on it. But starting is part of the problem. So once I started, I'm like, I got to keep doing something. So one of my life changes was my goal was to put out 3 long content videos a month, just because. And if I
Yeah.
miss one, I miss one. But 3, that gives you a week of some shit happen. And that's not including you can chop those up into short form. Like you do it, I do it, plenty of other creators do it. I'll probably do it again in the next couple days. Chop this up and a couple others. But a big part of that, which kind of obviously kind of touches the heart, is a self change. If I want to be this person, then I need to act on that. I need to do something different. Like you can't. Well, they say doing the same thing, expecting different results, insanity. Well,
It's the
I'm not insane
definition.
yet.
Yeah.
It might be on the future, but right now I'm still who I am. So Let's make the most of it. And if I could touch one person, just like music, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what feels good when I'm on too, when people thank me for streaming and stuff. It's like, hold on, man, I'm just here doing my thing. Like I didn't even know anybody gave a shit.
Yeah, but you got 255, I think, 260 plus
251, I think.
in that
Yeah.
range. 250, 260. But, and you don't know all of them. You don't know half of them. You
Right.
probably don't know a third of them.
Yeah.
But, because I was watching another creator, he said, imagine if you were hosting a dinner party for, let's say, you're 250 people.
That'd
You
be
have
nuts.
touched each one of them and they keep coming back and it's
Yeah.
still growing. So I only got, I don't know, 70, 67, I don't know. I don't know all of them, and I'm cool with that. They feel something that we're doing. We, as
Yeah.
in you and I and other creators.
Right.
Whatever you're, okay, MMA or whatever it is, or tech. Because if you look at it this way too, and I don't mean to go on a rant, it's just
No, go
deeply
for it.
personal.
Yeah.
How many black tech creators do you know? Especially not sponsored. I mean, you got the Marquise Brownlees, you got 3 or 4, but they get shit before it's even on the market. I'm not talking about that. And they got whole production teams. I'm talking about like you and I, the mom and pops that you do the prep, the presentation, the follow up, the recording. Like you don't see too many. And it's not all a race thing, but it kind of is. Like if
Yeah.
you look at space shuttle launches, how many black folks you see in that room?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just stuff that I think about that others don't. I
Right.
don't do it for that, but I want to contribute to it. Like, hey, no, we're all out here. How many Latin folks did you see in that room?
Yeah. No, it's true.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, I know
Yeah,
your last name and you can
for
see your
sure.
features. You're not
Oh, yeah.
European.
I look Mexican. I may not sound like it, but
But I'm saying, like, I mean, I know the fam, like, I know the
yeah.
basis, and, I know plenty of others. I know some Latin folks that I call them white adjacent. Like, don't forget where you came from. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
don't talk down on that person just because you ain't them. You could easily be them.
Yeah.
And that's not just race, that's people. But if you think about it, you don't see too many, they say minority, and then anyway,
Right.
you don't see too
Yeah.
many people that are not Asian or European in technology or MMA for that matter.
Yeah. Well, so you said that you were going on a rant, but I think that's you actually falling into place, being comfortable with saying what you're saying, and it hit a topic that you could actually go on, and I feel that because sometimes I do that and I don't even realize I'm doing that. So that's a good thing, but you have to trust yourself in order to do that kind of thing. So when do you think you like started trusting your voice or trusting yourself in order to be able to get on here and speak about whatever topic you were talking about or interviewing somebody? When do you think that you were able to trust what you were doing to be able to follow through with it?
That is a damn good question because it's like, it's multifaceted, right? Like, I started to trust myself and then my equipment started to fail. Like the laptop and stuff, I was starting to like really get some traction, and then I started having issues with the broadcast or the network or this. It was something that I couldn't exactly control, and I'm not a control freak, but it's like, yo, I'm feeling good, like let's do this, and then that fails. Fuck.
Yeah.
So I think as everything started to come together, and I started looking at things from different angles, and I mention my daughter a lot because she is what grounds me. So as she started to come into her own, started to have a different outlook in life. Like, she's 16 now. Like, she's starting to spread her wings. Ladybug. Well, she's starting to spread the ladybug wings. So all of that to me played into it. And then as the stars starting to align, I was like, I'm not super religious, but I do wish to be a better person, like every day. I just want to be a better person. I want to be a better father. I want to be a better partner to my daughter's mom. I just, as them stars start to align, it just kind of started to align. And I fuck up a lot. Oh, I fuck up so much.
I feel you.
However, I want to build off of that. I want to grow. Like, I'm setting an example for this little lady that I didn't realize until last cast, like how much music and stuff that she remembered and got off of me. I wasn't doing it for that. I was just, we were hanging out. But the more I hear and regurgitate, and like even the career shit, that's cool. still just a number at the end of the day. I want to be able to build something that, okay, yeah, you could still do that. It might not pay all your bills, but you can still do it. So as everything, like I said, as the stars start to align, that's when it's like, okay, you could do this. But now everything you're using can do this. Like, I've rebuilt the studio, you know about that. Which that'll be an upcoming episode too, like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
From that little handheld mixer to where we are now.
Yeah.
The
Monocaster directly.
yeah, from that to where we are now.
Well,
But
and with all of this, just like you mentioned your daughter and her, taking to some of the music that you were listening to while she was younger and you didn't even realize it kind of stuck that way. This is something that I feel like is making an impact on our kids, even though they're older. I know yours isn't as old as mine, but like you said, she's at that age now where she's coming into her own and starting to
mhm,
deal with life and situations in a different form, probably more towards the way she's going to be when she gets older, even
yeah,
because I know that's what I noticed with my kids at that age. But you know this is good for us for the simple fact that it keeps us a little bit younger, having to
yeah,
keep up with things and
yep,
and stuff like that, but also showing our kids that even though, they may think 30 or 35 is old as shit and you're about to die, well, guess what? When you get to your 40s, you really think that's the way it goes. But here
yep,
we are in our 40s,
yep,
just kind of getting started with all this stuff. It's been a few years now,
yep,
but still it's considered just getting started. And
yep,
we're small creators, so when it comes down to it, we're sticking in it and we're doing it, and it shows them that you don't have to give up on things just because you're older. And I feel like that's an important lesson for kids, especially my age or my kids age right now, where they're in their 20s and they're kind of lost as to what they want to do or what the biggest outcome is. They feel like everything they're doing is for nothing. And I just keep telling them, listen, it's for something. You're gonna, hone your skills in and keep learning, because that's the only way I got to where I'm at. I would have never been here doing something I'm super passionate about.
yep.
Podcasts and MMA, always been passionate about both of them, and
And
now
here
I'm
you are.
here. Yeah, now I'm here doing it, and it doesn't matter how old I am starting to do it. Sure, it would have been more beneficial to get started when I was younger, but regardless, I'm still here doing it, and I'm not giving up. So I think that's a good thing for our kids to see coming from us,
And other
being older
kids
guys.
that
Yeah, for
don't
sure.
have the same, the dad might not be in the picture, the mom might not be in the picture. Like, I think about that too. It's like, I never know, and you don't either, who might come across the channel like, okay, this dude is, well, they call it midlife crisis.
Yeah.
Well, yes and no. I can afford better shit. I'm not gonna lie. And you obviously with the red pod mic, which is I still ain't found it since then. But at the same time, it's like this shit didn't exist 20 years ago when we
Yeah.
were that age or whatever. When we were late 20s, early 30s, the shit didn't exist. If it did, that could be a pro and a con because some of the stuff we did, yeah, don't need to be
Yeah.
recorded.
Right.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like, I you could be at home in your space. If the family needs you, they know where you're at. You could easily jump up and handle father business.
Yep.
I'll put it that way. You can handle the fatherly business,
Yep.
and it's not like you're out running the streets. Clubs are cool. I still miss clubs every now and then, but they're not what they used to be. Going to a club was not sitting there taking selfies and saying, I'm here with the bartender. The fuck? You were there for the music, dance, sweat, get your stress out. But here we are in our later age, depends on who's listening, later age,
Yeah.
but we're doing exactly what we want to do, how we want to do it. You can't put a price on that.
Yeah.
And you could do this shit now with a cell phone.
Exactly. Yep. You don't have to have any kind of special equipment.
Nah.
But speaking about our age and all that, some people might have negative feelings about someone our age speaking on being introverted or extroverted. I don't think you can put an age on something like that. I think it is what it is, and you are who you are. And even if you become a little more extroverted in the future, that doesn't mean that you ever let go of how you came up and the type of person you were. And if you were an introvert to begin with, that's always kind of there, and
Mm-hmm.
vice versa when it comes to extrovert to introvert.
Mm-hmm.
But
Absolutely.
do you see those things as more of explanations to um your personality? I mean, I feel like I'm asking a question that's kind of been answered, but I wanted more of a more of an in-depth thought as to whether you think that's more of an explanation or an excuse as to why you have trouble speaking outwardly or directly to somebody that might be in your face in front of you, or when you know what's out there and it might be difficult to speak. Do you think you might use that as an excuse, or do you think it's really just an explanation of how your inner workings are?
I think it's an explanation to people that don't know me. So, like, I know you. I know that you frustrate yourself before other people do sometimes. And some people do it because that's just, they thrive on that shit. But if you want to, like, deep dive, I'm done explaining myself. Too old for that shit. However, I have approached people on a 9 to 5 more directly, and it didn't always work out well because they don't know how to take it because they've been coddled. So when I say like what I say about how we speak and how we speak to others, a lot of that is it's okay. That's what I want to purvey. It's okay to be who you are and why you are. I mean, as long as that's substance. If you're just sitting there talking shit, nobody wants to hear that. I don't want to hear it.
Right.
I don't want to hear it. Yeah, fuck that. But if you're like, hey, this needs to happen for this reason, as long as there's substance behind it, then you're okay. Like it's a uncommon thing these days due to how certain people have been raised. I don't blame all of Gen Z. I blame a lot of their parents. Like if the child was hungry and you just fed them versus saying, what do you want? You're not really learning anything about each other. That's the easiest way I can explain it. But
Yeah.
like, no, I want people to realize it's okay. I'm still learning it's okay in my big age. But it's like, no, like that's your mindset. That's how you think. And as long as you're not bullshitting people, like there's a difference. We've seen it in your comments and probably some of mine too, especially yours, because you're live multiple times a week.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen in the comments, some people
Yep.
just want to talk to be talked, but some people need that attention.
Yeah.
I could give a fuck less. I mean, yeah, I want people to watch, but I'm not doing it for the attention. And you don't either. You're doing what you love. You've talked to an audience of 2 before. I've seen it.
Yep.
And I was one of the 2.
Mhm.
But I mean, you know, sitting here talking to yourself, that's a skill set. How many people could you just walk down the street like, hey, could you talk to yourself for 10 minutes and be presentable? I bet you can count on one hand and have fingers left. So yeah, my whole goal is it's okay to be who you are, just refine who you are and strive to be better. That's my goal. Not only for me, but for everybody.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it is a more prominent thing these days for people to be able to get on a phone and just record themselves and talk, but it's not as easy as it looks. There's some people that find it very easy, that fall into it really easily, and it is their thing. But there's a lot of people, and I've noticed this because I've been watching a lot of IRL streamings and streams and
Mm-hmm.
streamers,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of these people are actually very awkward people when they get to real interactions with people in real life.
Yeah.
And they do IRL streaming, so which is in real life streams. And
Supposed to.
when they're actually interacting with people directly, that wasn't anything they planned on doing, it's a whole different thing. They are not the person they are when they're talking to their chat. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So it is something different, but I mean that does get me to my next question, because I feel like a lot of people might think, I said it myself earlier, you know, I'm not always like this. I'm a yapper right now, but it's not always what I do in real life, especially. But do you ever feel like you have maybe to a certain extent imposter syndrome, or do you feel like maybe you're curating a voice that you're using during your videos or your streams, or do you think that it's just an instinctive thing that turns on when you turn that camera on and you get started?
That's a damn good one too. Damn you, Chat GPT. It's some of both, because speaking to someone sitting next to me versus speaking in a crowd or speaking with substance is entirely different. So when I say that, I mean like, um, if I spoke quietly, like I know my voice is deep. I've been reminded, oh, you got a radio voice. Well, thanks. I kind of have done radio, but I don't say that. I'm not cocky like that. But
Yeah.
you know, there's different ways to speak. If you and I were sitting on the couch playing with the dogs that were trying to chew my leg off 2 years ago, it's a different conversation than sitting in the studio watching someone get their head knocked off.
Yeah.
So some of that is my entertainment brain because, for one, it projects better. It sounds better on a mic. Because I'm stupid picky with audio, like sometimes too picky, but that's just me. Um, but yeah, like your projection, your voice, the sound, the clarity, like talking to you right now versus talking to you on the phone. Some people, especially, I'm gonna relate to race again because it's real. Call it code switching. I don't
Hmm.
talk to some people that I don't know, especially at work, compared to how I talk to my brother, my mom, when I talk to my dad, stuff like that. It's not the same. But that's how we get through this world. And that's not just these times, this is ongoing. That's not any candidate or anything. That's just ongoing. Like if I say, yo, I'm finna go here, and you're from certain states, you're like, what? Because even you see? So it just, some of that is regional. That's why, like, if you look at the news and stuff like that, they had that real kind of up talking voice.
Upspeak, yeah.
Yeah, that was designed because they had to travel around and people weren't trusted when they didn't seem like they came from that region. Now, news now is different than then because now you got social media and 15 other. We can start a news network right now in 5 minutes. But some of that is for the clarity. I want the point to get across. Not how I said it, I want it to get across. Like, hey, yeah, I'm using a green screen versus talking to you, like, yeah, that's chroma key. It's obviously chroma key. I can change it right now. So some of it is what you say, some of it is how you say it. And I've learned that the hard way because when jobs and corporations say there's no retaliation, bull and shit. They
Yeah.
might not say it, but they do it. So
Yeah.
that's a big part of it. I hope that answered the question, but it's not just because the camera's on, it's the situation.
Yeah. I mean, just to interject a little bit of my own thing, I feel like I just have a switch that turns on, and I think that it's something that I don't have in real life because it's just it's a concept that I have sitting here in front of the camera with a mic in front of me, and it's a feeling. You get this feeling over you that starts when you know you're going live, and it used
Right.
to be nerves, and then it turned into excitement,
Mm-hmm.
and then the excitement turns into being complacent to a certain extent where it's not really that you're complacent, it's more that you're confident now. You
Yeah.
get a little bit of confidence
Yep.
along with being excited. So all that put together, there's days though that I go live and I'm just like, I don't even want to do this today. But as soon as I hit that go live button, I start talking. I have an intro that I do every time. And when
Mm-hmm.
I start that intro, the chat gets, especially these days when the chat gets going quickly, man, that is energizing to the fullest. All of a sudden, I'm like, damn, I got like 3, 4 people just already chatting and
They're waiting for
going.
you.
Yeah, they're going. And
Yep.
I'm like, this is crazy. I'm not used to this. And then when I did get used to it, it just felt good. So I think
I'm mm-hmm.
for people like us, it's something that energizes you and fills you with a little bit of confidence. As long as you don't get overconfident, it's a good thing. It's a really good thing, and I think it's helpful for us men in our older age when you lose a little bit of that confidence because you can't move like you used to, or
Oh, shit.
your brain doesn't work like it used to. But this keeps me sharp, and I'm sure you feel the same way. So to have that little bit of a confidence boost on top of knowing that you can do something a little bit different from your day to day stuff makes a big difference, I think.
Absolutely. Like I'm looking at the chat right now, and like in our little break in conversation, that 10 seconds, like that someone said preach, and I'm like, yo, I'm just being real. Like
Yeah.
that's the part, that's why we did this interview. Get to know your people. Like the content, like, like, subscribe. Yeah, we can all say that all day long. But what I've learned is people like to know the person. Who is this guy behind that? We're not Mr. Beast and that bullshit.
Right.
Netflix is not giving us fucking millions of dollars that you don't even need. You already have the money.
Yeah.
Like, rich get richer. That's just what this economy is, and it always has been. It's cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay, fuzzy. Okay, got you. And then like, well, I know who that is. And then like, Happy said, chat helps a lot, which
it does.
I said that so many times, but until you experience it yourself, it's like, damn, is anybody listening? Is anybody watching? Because normally I would have us up on the other screen. I could see how many people. I didn't do that shit.
Right.
After the third iteration of starting this, I was like, fuck it, let me just run with it. My chat is working over here. That's all I need.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't have to be scrolling so fast that you can't read it. It's almost better when it's scrolling just enough where you can read what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have to interact with every single comment. But I find
Exhibit
myself
A.
doing, yeah, I find myself doing it sometimes because, um, it's just to me, I'm appreciative for the people that are out there that actually want to enjoy the show and interact with it. So, I do that in order to make sure that they feel like they're heard. Um,
And it
even for
makes a
some of
difference,
the
though.
Yeah, even for some of the bad ones.
Well,
But
sometimes you got to read them twice because there's a few
yeah,
I was like, ooh, don't read that.
yeah, I was
Don't
like,
read
"Oh,
that.
damn,
But it
what
was
am I
too late.
saying?" It was, it was, it was. You do have to be careful. There's shiesty motherfuckers out there that
Oh,
wanna
they'll
mess with
put
you,
some shit
so
in there and you read it and now it's looking like you.
but that's the part that keeps us on our toes, and that's the part that keeps you
Facts.
sharp, and
Facts.
that's something that we all need. Not that I'm encouraging any of it, but I'm just saying the natural state of those kind of comments are what keep you sharp and keep you on your toes, and you need that sometimes.
Well,
So
it separates live from pre-recorded too.
exactly,
Like
exactly, and
someone pops up something, you can talk right now.
the fact that somebody gets in there, you don't even recognize the name, and then you find out it's somebody is fucking awesome,
I
especially if somebody you never thought would be listening to you.
Facts.
So that's pretty cool too.
Facts.
And on top of that, the people that you don't know whatsoever that happen to jump in, it's like they don't know you from a fucking t-shirt in the rack over there, but they come in and they tell you how much they appreciate you streaming and that they like your show, and I'm like, damn, this is crazy. Like, you like what I do? What the fuck?
I've seen that happen with you many a times.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Yeah,
turning the
so
tables, but you're just a great example of it.
yeah, and I mean, I didn't know how to deal with it at first. I just show my gratitude because it's real, and I do appreciate it. And no matter how many, I feel like I say I appreciate it way too many times that it doesn't feel like it means anything. But to me, I don't just want to say thank you, because thank you is overused.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciating something means you actually appreciate the effort that was put into the comment, the like, the subscription, any of that. So for me, appreciating something when I say I appreciate it, it's because I feel a little more than being thankful for it. So to me, that's there's a difference in those sayings.
I agree. I agree 100%. That's part of why I like having the comments up because not only am I saying it, but I can put it up here. And then
Yeah.
when people rewatch later, like, oh, they're interactive. Like, that's
Right.
my thought. And even
Yeah.
if it doesn't do anything to it, so what? I'm still interacting. These people came here to see what we're doing. And I
Right.
want to deliver whatever that is I said I was going to deliver. And vice versa. I see you do it. That's
Yeah.
why I figured out how to turn my restream chat back on, or not restream, but the chat when it comes back up. So that way people can see, like, okay, they might have watched it after, but no, they're really interacting. Like, this is real time. 'Cause we
Yeah.
could have pre-recorded this at noon. Nobody would have known the difference,
Right.
but it's a different feel, and that's how we came up. So
And it's just, yeah, it's so different to be able to interact with people directly.
mm.
Some people don't want to leave a comment that might or might not get replied to, because you're not really being heard
Monocaster
that way.
directly?
I couldn't resist.
But yeah, some people don't want to send a just a response to something on a video that happened hours ago, and that's why
Right.
sometimes you don't get any traction after your live. But for me, live is the best way to do it. I know you kind of feel the same way. It just
Hmm.
feels normal. It feels better. When you're recording and you're recording, you can just stop it at any point in time and restart it, and then
Hmm.
you don't get anywhere. It doesn't get anywhere. When you're live, you just got to roll with it. And for me, getting annoyed with things that are going wrong is a bad thing because I get overwhelmed.
But
But
it's real.
but it's real, and so a lot of people like to see that more than that's why reality TV is so big still, and it has
Well,
been for years and years
yeah,
and years.
scripted reality. Yeah.
Sure, but the
You
concept
bitch,
of it
you.
being the concept of it being real, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
exactly. The concept, absolutely.
So is do you feel that you're a changed person for having gotten into doing something like this? Like, has it changed your regular life? Has it changed the way that you interact with people? Has it changed um the types of ways that you deal with situations?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have way more confidence speaking Speaking one-on-one, I could tell you whatever. That's different. But speaking in front of a group, like I had to do just before Christmas, I had to organize certain things that involved about 350 people. And I stood up there with the same confidence that we're sitting here now, except I was just a little better dressed. Yeah, absolutely. Because when you get used to speaking and like kind of scanning and not staring at one person, like it's all public speaking for one and confidence too. If you're confident in what you're saying, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, the people will follow you better. Versus if you're like, well, I think we should, you got 350 people,
Yeah.
that's not going to work as well. So absolutely. Like it helped not only break my show, but it gave me a different type of public speaking confidence. These are not drunk 25-year-old, 30-year-olds that the music is louder than I am. I just want you to go make sure your coat's checked in.
Yeah.
This is, yo, we need to do this at this time. So absolutely. And I could tell for myself, because normally a little piece of sweat comes down right here. Like everybody's got to tell, right?
Yeah.
So I felt a little like normally I'd feel a little piece of sweat and then just start. I don't stutter. I just take too much time in between words. Like I've studied myself. You know yourself.
Yeah.
Most people that are trying to grow, they know themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, but when I was like, okay, and I had my presentation ready and did this, absolutely. It's been all good. Like even going to my daughter's conference, I was really there for one teacher. I met with all of them, but there was one teacher I really wanted to see where their mind was at. Especially, she's dual enrolled. She's doing college and her junior year of high school. We family, and I say family like me, her, and her mom need to be on top of all of it because it's too easy to slip through the cracks and be this close.
Yeah.
We're gonna start looking for grants and stuff next year because she was too young to get the grants based on the old system. It absolutely made a difference. Like meeting people, I've never had a problem standing up, shaking hands, looking them in the eye. A group of people is different. So now it's like, yeah, I don't really know how to put it into words, but it absolutely made a huge difference, and
I
it's
think
still ongoing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all that needs to be said for you to show that how much it actually made a difference. You can see it in just the way you said it. So with that being said, to kind of wrap this all up, um, what advice would you give somebody that was thinking about doing something like this, getting into podcasts or getting into streaming of some sort? What advice from your perspective would you give them if they feel like they are the introvert or they are the person that can't get on a camera and in front of a mic and speak to a screen? What kind of stuff would you tell them?
Mm, another great one. Um, a couple things. One, learn breath control and mic control if you're going to be using a microphone. So your distance matters, breathing into it matters, the type of mic matters. I'm an audio snob. I already said that. But keeping it, let's say this distance, that can make a difference. Yeah.
It's
It's
like naturally there.
it is. No, it is.
Yeah.
But that's why you sound great. But yeah, learn your breath control. Don't hem and haw facing the mic. Even if you're at a lack of words, just move off to the side a little bit or turn your head. So learn that if you're going to be speaking in public because it does matter. When it's amplified, whatever little thing you hear in your bedroom or your headphones or wherever, it's going to be 10 times worse in a public setting when you got 20,000 watts behind it instead of 200. Learn that. Learn how to read the room, like scan the room, like, okay, I'm not saying react to everybody's emotions, but people are sheep at the end of the day. If 10 people are crying over here and you got 5 over here, they're going to follow that emotion. Cater to the majority and let that do the work for you. The other one is just fucking do it. Like Nike, that slogan, I'm not a big Nike head, but that slogan is just do it. Like, I'll be straight up. I'm fucking 46 years old. I just started this 2.5 years ago. And the growth that I've gotten out of it, to me, when you stop growing, you start dying. Whatever your goal is, just fucking start it. I procrastinate a lot. But once I start, I'm locked in. So my advice, if you don't take anything else out of this, just lock the fuck in and get it going. Whatever you want to do, I don't care. Printing, shoes, workout, whatever your goal is, lock in and start. It don't have to be New Year, don't have to be none of that shit. Start.
That's great advice because it applies to everything and anything, and there is no time frame. What you said earlier about a life change, you can have a starting point for that, and having that be the beginning of the year, that is a great thing to do because you're putting a time frame on it, which means in your brain it's ticking. So that life change can take place at that point in time. You don't have to be the person just doing the normal New Year's resolution.
Mm-hmm.
So the life change can take place whenever, but if you put a time frame on it and you stick to that, then you just put something in your head that's going to make you think about it and keep you accountable. So I think that what you said earlier about that was a
Mm-hmm.
great point, and what you just said right now is a great point. Just do it. Just get to it and do it. Otherwise, you'll never get on it, and you'll never get anywhere with it. That's what I did. I didn't think I could ever do it, and I just did it, and I kept going. And yeah, look where we are.
Slow is fast. Slow is fast. And some people that are enlisted or otherwise will understand what I mean. Slow is fast. Even if you
Yeah,
just make a content for your family and nobody even knows you got a channel, if that's what you want to do. Or, okay, I want to lose 5 pounds. Okay, you got to start somewhere.
no doubt. Well, it's your channel, man. So I'll go ahead and let you wrap it up.
No, this was fuck. Well, that's why you're a good interviewer, though, because you're like you catch the cues.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to gas you up. It's facts. Like there's some people that could have asked me the same thing. Hey, you want to do? Mm-mm. I'll help you. Mm-mm. I'm
Yeah.
not great either. I'm not tooting my own horn, but there's differences.
Right.
Like how you
No,
talk, how you
I
face
appreciate
shit.
that.
Like, no, I've said it before. And like I said, I'm not here to gas people's heads up, but it's facts.
Right.
That's why you've got 5, 6 interviews that you finally put on the what was that? The green shit. What's that damn
Spotify.
thing? Spotify. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm tired too. Shit. I had a work meeting earlier, like because I know some people think this is all we do, which is awesome. That's
Right.
good. That means it looks right, but it ain't all we do.
Not at all.
You know, we got families, got 9 to 5s, got hustles, I got prints going. I made this cup, which I said earlier, which I don't know why the fuck I changed my crumb key shit, but but yeah, even the chat agrees. Like they're agreeing with you because you listen and you regurgitate the right shit.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
because I
shit.
said that 45 minutes ago.
For me, and if nothing else, this helps me get better. So, and doing it with somebody, just like I said for you, doing it with somebody that I know and I'm comfortable with, it just helps me get it out there, and it makes me know. I just remembering what happened throughout this interview makes me know that I can do it better than I've done it in the past, and I'm gonna just go back and listen to it and make sure that I start burning that in my brain for the other official interviews that I do in the future.
No, you're
So
doing the
thank
right
you
thing.
for this too as well.
Shit, it's mutual. Like you're doing the right thing. Gives me more practice, like with interaction versus just presentation. Presentation's like, oh yeah, I made this and this how and blah. But now it's interacting. So like when you said getting excited, I know I had a problem with that before. I would get excited and talk over people. So I've reined that in, and it's like okay, like land the plane for like a better term. So
Yep.
no, it's just good all the way around. I fucking love it. Can't wait to do another one. Can't wait to have your ass sitting right here. That's what's
Yeah,
supposed to
yeah.
happen.
No, that's gonna come soon.
I didn't forget about that.
Well, I'll tell you this right now, so it's recorded. You get some idea of what we want to do, and then we'll tie down a date.
Ah, shit. I need to give me a date. I can tie that down right now. We could do a whole UFC. I'll put the whole shit on the green screen. But I
All
mean, I
right.
need to know. I know you got the family, you got this, you got that. We need to just say this date, this is happening.
Yeah. No, we'll lock it in for
So I
sure.
don't know if Fridays are easier, Saturdays. And, we'll chat after
Yeah,
or
we'll lock it in
later.
for sure.
But yeah, it was just fucking awesome. Got shit working again. I got the chat in a separate window. I'm not even looking how many people are watching. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I care, but I don't. Like people
Right.
are watching. I know that. If it touches one person, like I said, then we're golden.
For sure.
And yeah, let me find. Like I didn't even look at the end screen. I was so worried about getting started. Shit. So for people that don't know, on the right side, you're going to see a pop-up for the GoFundMe. If you can, $1 helps. If you can't, that's cool too. She's going to go. I don't give a damn what it takes me to do. But we're making this college trip, so she's going to Amory this summer. I want to say it's July. The dates are on a calendar, not in front of me.
And by she, you mean your daughter, yeah?
By she, I mean my daughter. It's not a girlfriend, friend, a booty call. No,
Yeah.
this is my daughter. So she's earned it. There it is right there. There's the GCast, the GoFundMe. Feel free to pause it. Yeah, she's earned it. She's got a 4.67, something like that. Something I never had.
Yeah.
So
That's
we're just gonna yeah. And that's dual enrolled, so she's doing college classes too.
Wow.
So anyway, I might just hit a hard stop. I mean, I could do a pretty out, but no, we're just gonna stop. All right, appreciate y'all.
Cool. Later, guys.
Deuces.